We came to Iceland to advance the cause of peace. And though we put on the table the most far-reaching arms control proposal in history, the General Secretary rejected it.
The Superpower Summit is over in Reykjavik, Iceland, where high hopes for success have been replaced by frustration and disappointment. Details next on News Center 5.
Now, the news of New England and the world, live from News Center 5 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jay Shadler. Baseball just doesn't get any more exciting than what you've just seen. Of course, the Boston Red Sox have defeated the California Angels in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series, and they did it in spectacular fashion, a 7-6 extra inning spectacular. Now, Mike Lynch is going to have a live report from a jubilant Red Sox locker room in just a few minutes. But first, we have another major story, and the major story, of course, internationally tonight is undoubtedly from the summit talks in Reykjavik, Iceland, where those great expectations for a possible comprehensive arms control agreement between the superpowers have, at least for now, slipped away. What Secretary of State George Shultz called extremely important potential agreements between President Reagan and Soviet leader Gorbachev ran aground today on the administration's insistence to keep its Star Wars defense program alive. During 2 days of talks, including a surprise fourth session this afternoon, the two leaders and their top aides apparently hammered out a framework that would have cut in half the total number of strategic nuclear weapons on both sides. But as President Reagan told an audience as he prepared to depart from Reykjavik's airport tonight, it was an agreement he could not sign.
The Soviet Union insisted that we sign an agreement that would deny to me and to future presidents for 10 years the right to develop, test, and deploy a defense against nuclear missiles for the people of the free world. This we could not and will not do.
At the same time, Secretary of State Shultz was explaining to the press how the promise of the summit had shattered over SDI.
In the end, with great reluctance, the President, having worked so hard, creatively and constructively, for these potentially tremendous achievements, simply had to refuse to compromise the security of the U.S., of our allies, and freedom.
General Secretary Gorbachev was also quick to go public with his own characterization of the summit's strategic stumbling block.
The hopes that major changes would take place in the international environment, the hopes that all of us entertained after my meeting with President Reagan, I would say, put it this way, rather cautiously, those hopes had begun to vanish.
President Reagan has now left Iceland, and at this hour he's on his way back to Washington. We will have more on the summit talks, including an interview with Dr. Lawrence Barton, a specialist on Soviet affairs from Boston College in a minute. But first of all,
incredible.
They're coming home.
7-6 win today in 11 innings. This was unbelievable, as everyone probably just saw on our air. The Red Sox win game number 5. In fact, let's go right out to Anaheim. This was incredible. They're down 5-2 in the 9th inning with 1 out. Baylor hits a 2-run homer, then Henderson hits a 2-run homer. Angels tied up, but they win it in 11 innings. Let's go live right now out to Michael Lynch, who's standing by with one of the many heroes. Michael?
I'll tell you, Bill Buckner, have you ever been involved or watched a wilder game than that one?
No, I'll remember this game the rest of my life. It was unbelievable. You get down to the last pitch of the game, so many crazy things happened. The 2-run homer going out of the park off of Henderson's glove. The ball bouncing up the middle for a couple runs, getting down to your last strike of the game, and having a guy that didn't even start the game hit a 2-run homer, and plus the other 2-run homer Donnie Baylor hit was a big blow. It was just an unbelievable game. A credit to both teams and both managers did a great job. And
I mean, the last rights were given when there were 2 strikes on Davey Henderson, and bingo, just turned around.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable game. We lost yesterday, you know, with 2 strikes. You know, we lost the game with 2 strikes in the 9th, and then today we won it with 2 strikes. a great game. They played a great game. This place, the Downing and Wilfong made. They had some clutch hitting and clutch playing. Rich Gedman making first bunt of the year and getting a base hit on it. Unbelievable.
Now you go back. I mean, you're down one game, though, 3-2, but I mean, the advantage has got to be with you guys going back to Boston.
Well, you know, we've got two great pitchers going. We got Oil Can and Roger going, and if we can win the next game, we got to take it one day at a time now. You know, if we lose the game, we're out of it. But you know, Dennis pitched a great game against them first game in here, and everybody knows what Roger can do. They've got some good pitchers going also. We hit McCaskill pretty good last time, but he's had a good season. And Candelaria pitched a great game. It's going to be a lot of fun. And win, lose, or draw, we showed some character today.
I guess you did. Boy, I'll tell you, one of the best baseball games I've ever seen. Thanks, Billy. We appreciate it. Okay, Bill Buckner. Unbelievable. Let's see if we can swing over here and get Marty Barrett. Hey, Marty. Marty, we're hold on, Michael Dowling. I'm going to jump in with Marty Barrett right here, one of the many heroes. Davey Henderson has yet to come into the locker room. Marty, we're live back to Boston right here. Boy, I'll tell you, the last rites were given on this thing a couple of times, weren't they?
Hey, you know, I was already thinking, you know, hey, you know, what a tough season, tough way to go home, tough way to end the season, such a nice season, and now, you know, ideally we wanted to win 2 out of 3, but we had to win 1. Now we won 1. Now we got them back in Boston. Can against McCaskill, and we got Clemens against Candelaria, you know, so who knows from here, you know, I like our chances.
Put a check mark next to everybody on this roster. Dave Henderson comes into the game, almost makes the catch of the year, and turns out with the big home run and then the sacrifice fly to win it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy for him, you know, and, you know, when he got up there, I said, come on, Hindu, do it like you used to do against us, you know. If he's a Mariners, he used to hit a couple of those against us to beat us, you know, and dang if he didn't, boy, and it's just, you know, we're on the gravy train now. I mean, we should be going home, series over, and now everything we get from here on out, I mean, who knows? To us, this was our Game 7, because we said if we can beat Witt, then we can win the next 2, and I still feel like we can win the next 2.
Have you ever seen a better game? I mean, you were a kid when the 75 game was played against Cincinnati. Can you remember a better game with more better plays?
I don't know, boy. It was just that I did watch that 75 series, and it was outstanding, boy. But that's just, you know, talk about comebacks. That's just an amazing comeback.
All right, here's Dave Stapleton, who came in and, you know, had to sit and watch an awful lot of this year. It must be awful satisfying for you.
Well, it's the most satisfying it's been for me all year. It's the first time, really, I felt like I've been a part of this team, like I've contributed a little bit today. And catching that pop in the last inning was like, just like in another world. I knew when they hit it up that they were coming back to Boston. They're going to have to get on that plane and at least come back to our park. And they, you know, well, it's just hard to describe, you know, just what I feel. I can't hardly talk. I'm so hoarse. I'm screaming out there.
They brought their ace in, Donnie Moore, and you guys just packed them around.
We hit the ball hard, you know. We could have scored a lot more runs and made it a lot easier there in that last inning. You know, we only scored 1. Eddie hit a ball hard. Henderson hit the ball hard, and Boggy hit that ball. You know, we just had 3 shots there, and they caught them all. But, you know, we did scrape 1 and finally shut them down one time. You know, it seemed like every time we scored, they'd come back and score again. But it just what a battling team we've had. You know, it's just been like that all year. They got the same type of club. You know, it won't affect them like I don't think losing yesterday didn't affect us that much. We knew we still had to come back and play it 1 at a time, and we still got a chance. And I'm sure they'll be the same way coming back to Boston. But, you know, it's got to pump us up. And, you know, we still got life. Frankenstein, breathe, let it life.
All right, Davey Stapleton, thank you very much. All right, Mikey, we're going to send it back to you, and we'll be back. Davey Henderson is obviously tied up with some other commitments. There's a press room upstairs, but we'll get a hold of him and talk to him a little bit later on. Let's send it back to you.
Okay, nice job, Mike Lynch. They're lining up to get on TV today, huh? A little different than yesterday when they had that tough loss. Okay, so how did it all happen? Let's try to recap the whole thing for you in about 2.5 minutes. Let's start off in the 2nd inning. It was Mike Witt on the mound for the Angels this afternoon. That's right, the same guy who just plain shut down the Red Sox in the first game of this series. Go to the 2nd inning, Jim Rice at the plate, and Rice would get his first and only hit of the day, but it proved to be a big one because after 2 strikeouts by Baylor and Evans, up came Rich Gedman with the first big hit of the day.
Top half of the ball. And then it's ripped down the line in right field and into the corner and gone! A home run for Gedman.
So the Sox go up 2-0 in the 2nd inning, and right now looking very, very good. The only question mark here was, could Bruce Hurst come through on only 3 days rest? He hadn't pitched on 3 days rest all year long. Here, early on, Bobby Grich swings at a curveball. Then we'll take a look at the next batter, Reggie Jackson. Not much more luck for the Regaroo. Mr. October, sorry, not here. Hurst scattered a few hits, but this one scattered a little too long.
To deep left field, down the line into the corner, and it is gone.
2-1, Red Sox still lead it, taking us to the 5th inning after Bob Boone's homer right there. Doug DeCinces with his double to the gap in right center field, putting a runner on second base and in scoring position, bringing up Bobby Grich to the plate, and watch this one.
To center field, and deep, and carrying, and gone. Was just off his glove for a home run.
How ironic was that? Dave Henderson had just come into the contest for Tony Armas. Armas wouldn't have got close to this ball. Henderson has it in his mitt, and it goes over the fence for a 2-run homer. One last look at it. That gave the Angels a 3-2 lead. They would pick up 2 more against Stanley in the 7th to make it 5-2, bringing us to the 9th inning. 1 out. Bill Buckner single up the middle, putting a runner on first base, bringing up Don Baylor with the next big clutch hit.
To left field, left center, and deep. Pettis goes back, leaps, and she's gone.
Well, we had more of those highlights to show you, as a matter of fact. Gedman was hit by a pitch. Can we pick it up right away? I'll tell you, we got more of the winning home run right away. If we can pick up, there it is. Gedman hit by a pitch, bringing up the next the biggest hit right here.
To left field, and deep, and down he goes back, and it's gone. Unbelievable.
The Sox taking a 6-5 lead in the 9th inning on that 2-run shot by Dave Henderson. But the Angels would come back again to tie it up in the bottom of the 9th inning. But here in the 11th, with the bases loaded, it's Henderson again with a sacrifice fly, scoring Baylor. The Sox take a 7-6 lead. That's all Calvin Schiraldi would need. As he strikes out 2 batters, here's the final out.
Popped up. Here comes Stapleton. Next plane to Boston.
We'll take it. The next contest will be in Boston Tuesday night. It'll be Oil Can Boyd, but what a contest. 7-6. The Sox win it in 11 innings. We'll have a lot more in this contest coming up. Plus, going out live to Anaheim, and Mike Lynch, as soon as he grabs probably one of the heroes, Dave Henderson, Calvin Schiraldi. Bruce Hurst pitched well. I'm telling you, more heroes that you can count, but we'll talk to most of them coming up.
We had the opening page of this newscast written 3 different ways in the last 5 minutes. Joyous, despondent.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's go right out to Mike Lynch right now. He's waving us frantically. Dave Henderson's right around the corner. We're going to try to get him, and here he comes. He's going to be on. David, Mike Lynch, I think you hear us.
David, they're live to Boston. There he goes.
Well,
David.
They're taking him down the hallway here as Mike Lynch.
That 100-foot cable, I guess, Michael, huh? We could have chased him down the hallway. But Bob Stanley's right here. Bobby, come on out here. All right. Live TV, the problem's your second choice, but you don't mind today, do you?
It's all right. It's a great win. I came back and won the game.
To the
Played Lazarus. This was unbelievable. You've been around and seen a lot of ball games. Have you ever seen a better ball game?
No, I haven't. They got the breaks in the beginning, and then we come battling back in the 9th inning, and then they got the monkey off my back a little too, because the 2 runs I gave up weren't that, they weren't hit hard, and I felt good about the way I pitched, but I said, oh, we're going to lose, 5-4, and I said the 2 runs I gave up were going to be my fault again, but the boys came through.
It's so difficult. I mean, everything's stacked against you. You're down. It's the top of the 9th inning. They get 2 outs, 65,000 people. Every one of them has a leg over the edge ready to storm the field. That's probably 99 out of 100 that you cannot come back and win it. This just says so much about the people on this club. 24, 25 people won this ball game.
Everybody won this game. We battled back, and it's the way we've been doing it all year, and the character shows. When you're down by 3 runs and come back, and then they tie it up, and then we come back again. Steve Crawford did a great job, but I'm very happy for Henderson. He got the monkey off his back too. I mean, he plays hard, and the ball bounced over the fence, but he come back and hit a home run. That's sweet.
Oh, did you see the pirouette he did before he touched first base? He did a 360 before he touched.
I was wanting to run around with him, but I didn't do it.
All right, Bob Stanley, thank you. Congratulations. We'll see you Tuesday night in Boston. Davey Henderson went around this corner and up an elevator upstairs, and I swear, if we had more cable, we would have fallen right up there for you, Michael. But when he comes back, we're going to set a trap, and we'll have him right here, so we'll see you then.
Let's set the roadblock. Stop him. Do something.
Like this.
Right. Okay, we'll come back to you in just a few minutes. Nice job with Bob Stanley. Okay, again, we'll hear more from Anaheim coming right up.
Absolutely, later on. And we, of course, have another major international story with the implications that go beyond, far beyond the baseball season. We'll be back in just a minute with the story of the Summit Talks. Disappointing today.
Introducing the new four-door Mitsubishi Mirage. Now it's even easier to get in on the fun. The new four-door Mitsubishi Mirage, patiently crafted for more door-to-door fun. Mitsubishi.
The enemy? Snow. You never know when your car might lose its grip. Hence the design logic for Vector, Goodyear's exceptional handling all-season radial. Its aggressive crisscross tread actually cleans itself for superb control on snow and ice. You either have Goodyear Vectors or you need them.
There's a man by my side walking. There's a voice with me talking. There's a word that needs saying. Carry on,
AFSCME, the Union of Public Employees. 50 years of caring for America.
The amazing Isuzu Trooper 2. Its four-wheel drive can take you anywhere. In fact, I drove it up here myself. It has more seats than the Astrodome, plus enough cargo space to carry Texas. And Isuzu will accept marbles and seashells as payment, but they're selling fast, so you have to come in 5 minutes. You have my word on it.
Right now, your local Isuzu dealer is offering great deals on 2- and 4-door Trooper 2s.
Okay, let's just review for a moment what Secretary of State George Shultz called earlier today extremely important.